So today we're doing Bridezillas. Freaking trays. I put new trays in, so I'm lispy today. Am I the arsehole for refusing to make my sister-in-law's wedding cake for free already? No. That's a lot of work, a lot of time. Unless it's like you're just making one tier because maybe they're having like cupcakes or something like that. No, definitely not. People just don't realise or don't respect you enough as like a baker. People charge hundreds to thousands of pounds for a wedding cake, and I bet this is for like 200 people. So I, 29 female, run a bakery business that I've built from the ground up during the past 5 years. It started as a hobby during college, but now it's a registered business with steady clients, a dedicated workspace, and consistent orders during each month. I do mostly for weddings, birthdays, and other events. I take a lot of pride in what I do, and it's not just baking for fun anymore. This is my livelihood. My sister-in-law, 33 female, is getting married at the beginning of June. She's my older sister. We're on friendly terms, but she always had this vibe, like she doesn't really take what I do seriously. What did I say? She's made comments like, it must be nice getting to play in the kitchen all day. You wouldn't say that to a chef. Or, you're lucky, people will pay for something they could probably learn on YouTube, then you fucking do it. You want her literal time, effort, and the cost of ingredients for free, then you do it. Always with a smile like it's a joke, but not really. I've brushed these comments off in the past since they weren't happening all the time, and I just didn't want to stir up any drama. So earlier this month, she asked if I'd make her wedding cake. I said sure and asked what she had in mind. She sent over inspo pics of a 4-tier cake. What the fuck did I say? With smooth buttercream, floral piping, and real flowers on top and cascading down one side. Unbelievable. She wanted it to be a chocolate sponge with raspberry filling in terms of taste. Plus, she wanted for me to deliver to the venue myself on the morning of the wedding rather than picking it up the day before. After we got done discussing everything, I gave her a quote over the phone with a generous family discount, and sister-in-law replied almost instantly that she didn't think I'd be charging her, and the cake would essentially be a wedding gift. I will say, at least she was expecting it to be a wedding gift. I've seen stories where people have offered their services instead of a wedding gift and be like, oh, I'll make you a wedding cake, da da da. And they're like, okay, yeah, but where's the wedding gift? And it's just like, I just spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars, like, on time, effort, and ingredients to make this wedding cake for you, and you expected hundreds and hundreds also to be spent on a gift? Are you kidding? So at least she didn't expect that. I told her that I don't typically do wedding cakes as gifts because of how much time and work they take, but I'd be happy to buy her something from her registry instead, or still make the cake at a discounted price if she wanted. She wasn't happy. She said I was being transactional. No, that's something someone says when they're trying to take advantage of you. And that it was just a cake. Shut the fuck up! And I clearly didn't want to be part of her special day before hanging up on me. To be clear, I made cakes for free before, but those were small. Simply ones for people I care about or for people who were going through a rough time. This isn't my sister-in-law. This isn't that my sister-in-law and her fiance can pay for the cake. It's not like she exactly respected my work in the past. Meanwhile, sister-in-law has been telling anyone who will listen that I'm making her big day about myself and trying to profit off her happiness. No, she's trying to take advantage of you. My mother-in-law called. She didn't really ask how I felt or try to understand where I was coming from. She just seemed overwhelmed and kind of desperate to stop this from turning into a bigger family fight. Then pay someone to make it. Don't even get this person to make the cake. Problem solved. You want everything to quieten down. Take away the problem. She kept going on about how stressed my sister-in-law was and how she was being a bit much, but basically begged me to reconsider. No. My wife is completely on my side, and she has told her mum to stop trying to smooth things over at my expense, but even she admitted she sort of wished I'd said yes to avoid the fallout. Bridezillas are unbearable. I'm impressed you didn't send her a YouTube link so she could learn it to do it herself. Yes, exactly. If it's so easy to do it yourself. Not the arsehole. Your sister-in-law is being an entitled cheapskate. If you wouldn't normally gift her something as expensive as a fucking cake, then don't gift her a cake. Tell her to get quotes elsewhere. Yeah, then she'll appreciate the fact that you've given her a massive discount. Not the arsehole. People have no idea how much time, effort, and talent something like this takes. She devalues your work. Stick to your guns. Let her say whatever she wants. People who agree with her are uninformed. But most people will see that she's being ridiculous, especially if you tell them how much money and time the cake she's asking for would take. If the other guests aren't paying at least that much on the bride's wedding gift and spending at least that much time on the bride's wedding gift, they don't have a leg to stand on. Good advice. Help with a bridesmaid. Throw away, as I am normally a lurker. This situation is just really stressing me out and I really need advice. I am getting married this year and I'm so excited. As soon as I got engaged, I already knew who I wanted as bridesmaids. One of these bridesmaids, Lucy, is one of my oldest friends and I always imagined her being part of my big day together with 4 of my other best friends. The problem? My maid of honour, dad, and future husband don't seem to think that making her a bridesmaid is a good idea. I asked them why. They've said it's because, unlike my other bridesmaids, Lucy is an introvert and has big anxiety issues. If that was an issue, then Lucy would tell you. Otherwise, she will probably stick that stuff down in her gut and get over it because it sounds like she's your best friend. But that's just me as an introvert who I would dread every minute of it, but I would get over it for my best friend. I am very protective of her because of this, and they are worried this may make my wedding day harder for me than it should be. For example, the last time we celebrated a mutual friend's birthday, Lucy had a panic attack and needed to go home early. She was staying at my house a short cab ride away, but as she was panicking, she understandably didn't want to go home alone with my keys. I ended up cutting my night short to accompany her. This has happened a couple of times in the past, and while I was disappointed to have to cut my night short, okay, if this has happened a few times, then I can kind of get their point. My priority is to make sure she was safe. My dad, maid of honour, and future husband are worried that Lucy will panic or be super withdrawn and uncomfortable on the day of the wedding, where she will be surrounded by my much more extroverted friends and loud family. They are worried this will make me focus on looking after Lucy rather than enjoying my day. I've already spoken to Lucy. I didn't mention my dad, maid of honour, or future husband, but I did say I was worried this super long day with a ton of people who are all loud and extroverted would be too overwhelming for her. She reassured me that her anxiety is doing much better now and that she would love to be my bridesmaid on my big day. She's also said she would let me know if that changes and will be honest with me about what she can handle and can't handle. I want to trust her and would love to have her as part of my wedding party, but my maid of honour, dad, and future husband are still worried she will make the day about herself, though they are happy to support my decision. What do you think? It is hard. I get it from both angles. As an introvert, it is a struggle to appear extroverted. Like I say, I would have assumed immediately that she would just shove that down because this is one of the most important days of your life. But at the same time, if this has actually been her reaction multiple times that they're assuming is going to happen again because there's a pattern of this, then I can see their point. It's really, really tough. If she's not the maid of honour and she's just a bridesmaid, would it be the end of the world, I would say, to like have her drop out at the last minute? If you've got, I can't remember how many bridesmaids she said, so she's got 3 bridesmaids and a maid of honour. That's 4 people already standing up there with you. If one person drops out, they drop out. It would be a hell of a shame, but that's then on her to take care of. Like, even if you are an introvert and you have a panic attack and you have to, for example, like go back to your hotel to like calm down, then you get a cab and you get her sent home then, or you ask someone to drive her back to the hotel or something. Or if you're lucky, for example, if you're staying at the hotel you might be having your wedding at, then she can just go upstairs, relax away from people for like an hour or 2 and then come back to the festivities when she's ready. That could also be an option. Let's see what people say. If you want her there, have her there. It's your day. But be realistic. Make a contingency plan that doesn't centre around you being her support person throughout the day. That's a very good point. And check in with her to ensure you're getting all the information about how she's doing leading up to the day. Yeah, I agree. Is there someone Lucy trusts that could be her +1? This person could be a comfort to her should anxiety get the best of her. She could find some place quiet or if needed back to the hotel. This way, she could be an active participant and you could be worry-free about her discomfort. We've got time for 2 more. I was a Zilla substitute and I don't regret it. What does that mean? So I recently saw this sub and I thought it'd be fun to share this. So, my oldest brother is 28 and I'm 21. But this happened when I was 17 and still living at home with my parents. My brother and sister-in-law were getting married and when going through wedding planner candidates, they landed on apparently the best one in her field. After their initial first meeting with her, it became clear that while she knows what she's doing and will help them have a gorgeous wedding, she didn't have an ounce of kindness. Very catty and condescending, especially with my sister-in-law, who is an absolute sweetheart who doesn't like conflict or calling out people. Since my brother couldn't attend most meetings after the initial one, travels a lot with his job, and didn't want my sister-in-law to be alone and possibly let their wedding planner walk all over her, she enlisted me. He just walked into my room and was like, "You might be just bitch enough to speak her language. And then he told me the story and asked me to be at all the meetings that he won't be. And you know what? I loved every minute of it, because no one can act like that with my family. I attended a total of 6 meetings. She was big on time, and the first time I went with my sister-in-law, she commented about our lack of punctuality, parking issue, before even greeting us. So I started timing her on everything. Oh, I love malicious compliance. I told her that we wanted a detailed time frame of everything from wine tasting to cake to flower meetings to lighting meetings to priest meetings, etc. And if we went over her time frame, I made snarky comments on lack of punctuality. She made a comment about a type of cake that not everyone has a palate. A direct hit at my sister-in-law. When the planner nearly choked on her salad in the food tasting, I commented that not everyone has table manners. She commented on my sister-in-law's weight at the first dress shopping. I will have you assassinated. What is wrong with this person? It screams jealousy that she's not the one getting married. And I mean that about the planner, obviously. Next time, I commented about her top not fitting her right. Not all clothes are work appropriate. There was a lot more, but I can't write them all on this post or it'll be a mini novel. My sister-in-law laughing after having retreated into herself from the planner's comments was worth it though. But the wedding day, the planner hated me so much that she avoided and dodged me all day and night. No regrets. Every bride needs someone in their corner like this. Yes, they do. Some people are so scared about being a bridezilla, they let people walk all over them when they're the one literally paying for their day. Like, you're still allowed to have your requirements and your requests seen to. You're the one paying for it. Man, I would be a great a bitch for polite ladies who can't stand up for themselves. Anyone need that? Last story. Bridesmaid drama. I'm in need of opinions and advice regarding trouble with my bridesmaid. The bridesmaid is considered one of my closest friends. Why do close friends try and make it about themselves? She's the third member of my core friend group, and I've considered both my best friends for years. For context, this situation in this post has all happened within the past week. She's been dating someone for a little over a year, and they got unexpectedly pregnant last month. They both believe in marriage before children and are therefore rushing to get married before the child comes. Everyone has their own right to this belief. However, she did state, I don't want my child to feel like they came from a broken home. Context, the other friend in this group, the one I'm closer to, has a child before marriage, so that was hurtful. They wanted to elope, but his mother refused, insisting they need to have a proper wedding. They decided to do a micro wedding of 50 to 60 people. Is that micro? However, they said the wedding needed to be ASAP, and she doesn't want the baby bump in their wedding pictures. Their wedding is in 3 weeks. The night before my bridal shower and 3 hours away. The other date during this month wouldn't work as either one of her friends couldn't make it, her mother-in-law has plans, or she has plans. I originally was given all of this information by the other friend in the group, and she wasn't telling me anything as she didn't want to stress me out until the date was confirmed. She told me that she will most likely not make the shower, that it's not that big of a deal as the shower isn't her actual wedding. And my other friend told her we most likely wouldn't be able to make her wedding because it's so close and hours away from my shower the next morning. She then called me to update me, saying obviously you aren't invited to the wedding because you can't make it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it makes me feel like a fool having her as one of my 5 bridesmaids, and yet it doesn't seem like a big deal for us to not attend her wedding and her not attend my shower. She'd rather us not attend her wedding and not attend my shower than switch her plans or her mother-in-law changing her plans to another date. My main friend in this group is fuming and said she'd remove her from the list if she were me, and told me she won't be having her as a bridesmaid when she weds next year. I often have a hard time protecting standing up for myself. Should I be mad at this? I mean, it's completely up to you if you're mad at this. Who is the arsehole? Should I remove her as a bridesmaid? I'm afraid that would cause a whole other array of problems as my wedding is only 2 months away. Don't get caught up in other friends' anger. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not emotional about it, then you're not emotional about it. And also that would just mean, like, would it matter? I mean, you probably feel more obliged because she's part of the friend group. Your pregnant friend isn't handling this well, but it does not matter at your shower at all. Wedding trumps shower any day. This isn't a reason to kick her out. Seriously, OP's friend has found herself in an incredibly stressful, unplanned, huge life change, and OP is bitching that she isn't planning her shotgun wedding around OP's shower. Bridal showers go away anyway. They are incredibly boring gift grabs. The only thing I will say is this could be also because she wants to be the first to get married in the group, and her and this other girl is going to get married next year. are gonna get married. It could just be the whole they believe in marriage before children, and if that's the case, then why didn't they wait? I'm not saying you should wait to have sex before marriage. I'm just saying, like, if you are so regimented on that, then don't be an arsehole, OP. Celebrate your friend's wedding and don't be self-centered. Life is too big and too long to bother splitting hairs like this with a dear friend. In the years coming, you'll be attending that baby's soccer games and birthday parties. You and your friend will laugh, cry together over wonderful and awful events that life will bring. She's having a small wedding on the only date that worked for her family. It's not about you. She's going to miss your shower and you're going to miss her wedding. Life happens. It doesn't make her a bad friend. She didn't ask you to change any of your events because of her pregnancy or wedding. She's just not attending one of yours. It's fine. Completely fair. Mixed bag today. Mixed bag. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a like and subscribe if you like it. I try to make a Reddit video once a week. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!